When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. Hello to everybody on YouTube and also on Periscope. Good morning, Robin, Gary, how are you? Hey, Joey, Wayne, good to see you. Huey, good to see you. Lisa, hello. Marlene, thanks for joining us today. Marianne, good to see you. How's everybody on this Friday? Lynn, Angels, good morning, good morning. I love the romper room greeting, I know. Hey Pamela, how are you? Hey Brandon, good morning. Yeah, I should do the little mirror thing. Romper, stomper, bomper, boo. Tell me true. That kind of thing. Hey C-Mac, how are you? So before we get started, hey Noel, let me give you a few verses out of Proverbs. Good morning, my friend and family. Good morning, Pamela. Proverbs 16. The preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirits. Commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. The Lord has made all for himself, yes, even the wicked for the day of doom. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. In mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity, and by the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. Good morning, Dawn. How are you? So, amen, amen. So, how is everybody on this Open Option Friday? Remember, Open Option Friday is for you to talk about any subject that you want to talk about, to ask questions that you want to ask. Good morning, Tom. How are you? So fire away. And if not, I have some, other news we can always talk about. But it would be nice if you guys got to ask your questions and, whatever you want to discuss. Anybody have any questions on Open Option Friday? Another one just was given immunity from the Trump organization. Who was that, Dawn? Groovy here, thanks for asking. Let's see, good morning. What's going on in South Africa is now a conspiracy theory, I guess. Yeah, because it involves white people. It's white supremacy there, Brandon. Now Mueller is going after Trump's business. Yep. Yeah. Tom, there was a guy that was on, let's see, I'm torn if Sessions is awful or is indeed the silent executioner. Huey, I think he's awful. That's just my opinion. I'm waiting for his name. Okay. Yeah, we saw yesterday that the guy with the appropriate name, I guess, they're talking about it now. Okay. David Pecker from National Enquirer was given immunity to talk about Michael. Yeah, I vote awful too. I know, Marianne. To talk about Michael Cohen. Sort of as a collusion between himself and the president and Cohen to keep these women quiet. They cannot deny that the government is expropriating land without compensation. Yeah, well, yeah. They will not stop until they get something they can use to impeach the president. That's right, Chicago Pops. That's why they're doing all of this. That's why, from the very beginning, I said it's not going to stop. It's going to go right through the elections. And it'll just keep going till they get what they want. And this is not just about Donald Trump. That's too small. The bigger picture is This is exactly what the New World Order wants. This is what the New World Order has always intended to do. You've got a nationalist, Donald Trump, who is standing in the way of the One World Order and the New World Order. Hey, Lorianne. And so, that's they're on their mission, and their mission is to open the borders, to get illegal voters in here, whatever they need to do. And it's just, I know it's obvious, but a lot of people don't talk about it that way. Glenn Beck blames it on postmodernism. Okay. Rand Paul basically told off the Republicans for not defunding Planned Parenthood. Proud of my senator. Yep, Robin. They really shut him down pretty quickly. Just says CFO from Trump Organization, Don said. Hey, Bob, how you doing? We must pray for Trump and his family. Yes, Tom, and for the United States. Leftists want a godless world in which they decided good and evil. Yep. Hey, Renee. In a godless world, though, there will be no evil in their minds. I still watch his father, Rand Paul, or Ron Paul, on YouTube. Yep. Good morning, Renee. Yeah, because with the left, when you were globalist, evil is good and good is evil. Sending prayers to great leader Trump, Bob said. And they're going to get more and more people that are going to come forward. You even have Sessions now. Sessions, I guess, is really tired of the president coming out and talking about him. And, I think the president's frustrated. He basically said, yeah, we're not trying to do anything politically or otherwise to stop the DOJ from doing their job, but, why don't you do your job? President is looking tired. The 24-hour, 7-day assaults is taking its toll on him. Chicago Bob said, yeah, I haven't noticed that much of a difference, but that's just me, and other people may have noticed. It is a shell game, Lynn. My neighbor said that Wieselberger flipped. Is that the CFO? Trump tweeted about Sessions again this morning. Yeah. He basically said, look, and it's not political, so why don't you look at corruption on both sides? You're looking at Republicans, and you haven't even almost tried to look at the Democrats. President, there's a bot. And, he's right. I mean, it's ridiculous, but they're not going to stop. Look at both sides for sure. Yeah, Marianne. And they don't want to do that. They just want to, continue to look at one more butt bots. Continue to look at the Republicans because they know what they're going for. And, again, people have talked about this, that Rosenstein has a lot to hide. And he's letting Mueller have carte blanche power over everything. You want to investigate the fact that somebody didn't tie their shoes the way you think they should have tied their shoes? Go ahead and investigate that. You have my blessing. I mean, that's exactly what's happening. And we're allowing this guy to continue to rack up money. Yeah, Alan Wieselberg. Yeah, that's what somebody else had said, too. Dawn. So Alan Wieselberg has been granted immunity, it looks like, in the Trump Organization. Do you think they have something on Sessions? No. I think that Sessions is just handling the job as the way the DOJ used to handle the job, and you can't do that these days. I mean, the corruption that we're seeing now, it existed most likely back then, but nobody was talking about it. Nobody was bringing it out, but we are now. And he doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to take the reins of the DOJ. And while he may say, well, I took the reins the first day, yeah, you took the reins and just handed it right over to Rod Rosenstein. And again, I understood about the immunity, and I get all that. But time to move on, Jeff. Is Mitt Romney behind everyone flipping? Bob, why would you even ask that? I believe you can find dirt on anyone if you look hard enough. Yep, that's true, Dawn, you can. Do you fear being censored by social media? Tom, they're already doing that to me. I've had that happen. People sometimes can't even find Periscope that I'm on. It says that I'm not on when I am. They can't find it on Twitter. Things are taken off that I put on Twitter. What are you going to do? I know the president came out this morning and said, social media, you need to stop censoring people. Yeah, they do, and if they're not going to, then what are you going to do about it? Sessions needs to go. President in a difficult position to fire him. Chicago Pops, I guess Lindsey Graham came out yesterday and basically said that it looks like Sessions is going to go sooner than later, but not before the midterm elections. But the problem is, if they don't if they don't get him out before the midterm elections, then basically, if the Democrats do get the House or the Senate, then we're not going to probably be able to get him out or get anybody else in after you get him out that you want. An unknown person said they are more afraid of Rosenstein than the Clintons. I heard about that, Lynn. I'm the best communication supporter, Bob said. Hello, Gracie. I know, Gracie's downstairs barking it up. Good morning, Lori. Sarah put the smackdown on CNN the other day at the briefing. Yep, she did. Sick of Wayne said. I think she's sicking her own self, Wayne. That's a problem. Good morning, my lovely Sue. I'm in Tobago. Had my swim at the beach. Jakey says morning. Hello to the girls. Thank you, Josette. Hope you're having a great time. Yeah, I know. She's freaking out down there for some reason. I have no idea. But see, this better to go now instead of later, especially if we lose the House. Yes, Chicago Pops, absolutely. They should do it now, and they won't, because this is the Republicans. Sticker and Gracie scaring your cat. Oh no, this is the Republican strategy. Oh, we can't do anything. We can't rock the boat. We don't want to lose votes. Let's just stay quiet until after the. See, this is the Republicans' losing strategy. This is what they always do. Is Trump gaining weight, or is he wearing a protective vest? Bob, I have no idea. Gracie, what are you doing? McCain is stopping treatment for brain cancer? Wow. Clintons hold imaginary power. Rosenstein holds real power. The thing of it is, though, with the Clintons, they know everybody, and everybody knows the Clintons. I mean, they really do. They're a power family. MSM is saying that saying House will go to Dems, if so, expect an impeachment attempt. Yep. McCain on his way out, Lynn said. McCain is no longer seeking medical treatment. I guess he can rest now that he thinks that could get Trump out, Dawn said. Breaking news, John McCain stopped treatments on Fox News, yeah. Tom Fitton for the AG. Well, he can't be the AG because he doesn't have a law license. You really need somebody that has a law degree and knows how to prosecute. It looks like the Trumps are both wearing vests. I don't know, but there is a guy on the loose. I think he's like a 20-some-year-old guy that basically told a DA in, I can't remember if it was New York or Florida, that he was going to put a bullet in his head right after he put a bullet in the head of the president. So they're still looking for that guy from what I last heard. That's some guy that you want to go out and find right away. Because when President Trump goes to all of these different places, his picture should be everywhere. I know. When he goes to these rallies and stuff, this guy could show up there. You never know. They can't get Trump out unless God wants him out, Robin said. That's true. Oh, it was Pennsylvania, Dawn said. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. It's true they can't get President Trump out. And here's the thing. Okay, hear me out on this. I hope McCain thinks it was worth it. Eternity is a long time. Secret Service would be on him like white on rice, Brendan said. Good morning. Hear me out on this. Prayers for POTUS's protection. Every corruption. I've noticed Trump looks different in his suits. I thought he might have gained, but it could be a vest. With all that's going on and all the corruption that God is unveiling, don't forget that there's corruption, whatever you want to call it, in every person's life. Those things that people have done that they're ashamed of doing. There must be quite a few crazy libs that want to shoot Trump. Oh, Sabu, yeah. So even President Trump is not immune to having his stuff brought out into the open. And God is bringing everybody's stuff out into the open. And that's what's happening. So, again, if you're looking for a man or a woman that's perfect, you're not going to find him or her. We all have skeletons in the closet, Chicago Pop said. And so, again, look at David in the Bible. He had an affair with a married woman, and he had her husband killed. Okay, uh, and God still used him. You have to remember, whatever God's purpose is going to do, you're pretty close to perfect, Wayne. Is that, well, I was talking to your wife about that. Let me bring her on and let's see. Absolute corruption corrupts absolutely. Yeah, that's right, Noel. And so you're going to see some things that Donald Trump did that you're probably not going to like. And I don't know exactly what he did. I don't know, if there's a crime committed. Yeah, don't ask who he said. So I don't know, and we'll just have to wait and see. Perfectly imperfect. Yep, Brandon, that's true. I don't think there was any campaign finance violations. I really don't. I think this is stuff that they're making up. I think all these people that they're giving immunity to, it's absolutely ridiculous, but they're doing it. And Mueller isn't going to rest. As people have said time and time again about him, he is a man looking for a crime. There is no crime. He's just going out to hopes that he finds something, and then he can go and do raids and all that other stuff. I knew he liked the ladies when I voted. Yeah, originally everybody knew that. His wives knew it. The public knew it. Everybody knew it, Here's some people who've been covering South Africa. Katie Hopkins of the Rebel Media, Stefan Molyneux of YouTube, Lauren Southern on YouTube. There are many more people, but it is a start. Gary said, did you know that Cohen was a stronger supporter of Obama up until this year? Doesn't surprise me. Who without sin let them cast the first stone? Exactly, Chicago. Look at the Catholic Church, Pamela said. What about Hillary's campaign violations? Yeah, nobody seems to care. What about Obama's campaign violations? He's fishing on our tax dollars, and Marianne, he's getting the ability to do that because Rod Rosenstein's allowing it. My lib friend is hoping for Trump to get a bullet or impeach, so angry. Len, I tell you, that's a friend that you should just drop. It should be illegal for comedians to make a joke of our country and POTUS, Teresa said. His wife, not on magazine covers, only royal wedding. Yeah, there's a magazine cover from Time magazine that has President Trump drowning in the White House. Robin Leach has died. Oh my gosh, Marianne. George Washington rarely slept alone. Yeah, exactly. No, am I in favor of that? No, I'm not. Am I in favor and approve of what Donald Trump, cheating on his ex-wives? No, I'm not. But it's not any of my business until he's in the White House. If he's doing it in the White House, then it's my business. What? Someone wants speech to be illegal? Did you? Yeah. Left loves JFK though. Yeah, they always have. He's Catholic and supposedly had an affair with Marilyn Monroe, and doesn't seem to matter. Ellison is creepy. Well, yeah. Yep, and again, if there's a damning video on him, it certainly isn't coming out, and I think it's going to be hushed. And let's see if there's any money exchanged to make that happen. Of course, we'll never know that because he's a Democrat. Not as creepy as Joe. True. Very, very true. Joe will always win the most creepy award. Or the creepiest award, whichever you want. And I think sometimes, if you look at who President Trump surrounded himself with, Cohen is a sleazebag. You can look at him and you can tell Cohen is a sleazebag. The guy from the National Enquirer, I don't know if I would want that guy as my friend, but just saying. But Donald Trump knows a lot of people. We need to sue the Southern Poverty Law Center. Well, everybody needs to do that, original. Those people are cray-cray more than anybody else. But I don't know. Like I said, when you hear these things, don't freak out. They're not going to... Typically, okay, they're not going to impeach a president. Now, so I don't know about today's crazy Democrats. Cohen has always been a sleaze, and Trump knew it when he hired him. That's the risk he took. Yeah, Renee. And the same thing with Omarosa. She's always been a sleazebag, just in a different way. And he took a risk by hiring her. Sometimes I think he allows his feelings to control his business sense on certain people. And again, let's see everybody else who's judging him. Let's see them do a better job, Some people can. Most people can't. And again, with his affairs that he had on his wives, they all knew about him. Melania also knew that he had affairs before she married him. So I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe Melania had affairs. I have no idea. I don't care. Don't want to know. None of my business. It's locality to a fault, Chicago Pop said. So anyway, but don't freak out when you hear stuff. Doesn't surprise me about Cohen. Yeah, Robin was saying. Cohen, I think, would have done anything that anybody wanted him to. And being an attorney and using the excuse, my client directed me to do it. I'm sorry. Could you not say no? Darnado Spell. Yep. He had affairs when he married Melania. Yes, Greg. He cheated on Ivana. Was it Ivana? Is that her name? Ivana, he cheated on her and with Marla Maples. And I don't know if he cheated on Marla Maples. I have no idea. But, pretty much when you cheat on somebody and you take their husband or wife, it ends up kind of doing that same thing all over again. So, but yeah, he'd already done that. Everybody knew that. You're talking about a man who probably never thought he was going to be president. And so, hey, Cully, not sure the timeline. Well, he did cheat on his first wife. Do people realize their tongues are as evil as the ones they are slandering? Probably not, Teresa, because, again, a lot of times people feel that it's justified. I mean, I don't have a problem with people saying, what President Trump did. He's even come out and said that he's had an affair. He's talked about affairs, with his ex-wives. I mean, he didn't make that a secret. I don't know if he had sex with these other two women. I really don't know. Trump's sex life does not affect my loyalty to one iota. It doesn't mine either, Original. It really doesn't. Again, if he's doing that right now in the White House, then I have a problem with it because it's a national security interest for me. And that's my business then. It's not just between his wife and God. It's my business at that point. So, but people will, continue to make it an issue when they don't know. See, the thing of it is, the Democrats, as you know, they're going to continue to say, well, he did this, and he did this, and he did this. But the problem is, we never knew anything about what the Obamas were doing. Anytime there's a Democrat in office, you don't hear anything. Any possibility of things, a number of things could have happened, but you'll never know. And so they can sit there on this moral high horse. Trump doesn't have time to have an affair. No, I don't think so, Tom. I really don't think so now. These affairs were 10 years ago. I know, Pamela. Like, who cares? What he does as president counts. Anything prior to that is a moot point. Yes. Who the heck cares? The Democrats, Pamela. They're the only one who cares. Geez, we all have done crap 10 years ago, Pamela said. And that's the thing. They're spending all this time on this. It's only they will impeach Trump for jaywalking. Yeah, Original, they will try. They certainly will. They're only doing this because it's an election period. And they're only also doing this because they never wanted Trump elected president. And they don't want him to remain president. I've seen people tweet, crazy liberals, tweeting, saying, we're going to get Trump out one way or the other if we have to take him out with our own hands. Okay, I forwarded that on to the FBI because I really think that's a threat. If you're talking about removing somebody physically with your own hands, to me that's a threat, needs to be investigated. Who's to say when they're going to do it, now or later? So I did forward that on to the FBI and asked them to take a look at it. And if I see any more stuff like that online, I'm going to do it again. There's nothing he can do to appease them. No, there's absolutely nothing. The only thing he could do, good, Susan, Teresa said, report the traitors. Absolutely. The only thing that President Trump could do to appease them is, 1, drop dead, or 2, leave office. That's it. That's the only things that he could do that would make the left shut up. Otherwise, they're going to keep going. And look at this. This has been an attempt. This is a soft coup to overturn the government, and that's exactly what it is, and that's what we've seen. They do impeach him. I'm really going to be furious, but then they can have Pence. Pamela said they would do the same thing with Pence if they got Pence in, and Pence is not Donald Trump, and they should not impeach Donald Trump. Period. It would not be good for the country. They went after Clinton, and they didn't do anything about it. Yep, Sabu, it is an absolute soft coup. This is a spiritual battle, Joey. It really is. And if you're not praying every day, and maybe more than once a day, for the president and this administration and America, well, the stock market would crash. That's true. Then you need to pray. And I'm not joking about that. That is your most powerful weapon, if you will, is to pray. And if everybody did it, if everybody collectively who was a Donald Trump supporter did it, then, I mean, how much power is there in God? It's all encompassing. They would need majority from the Senate even if they got the House. That's right. A really narrow-minded guy. Believe me, there will be war, Pamela said. Is Gracie with you? Jakey wants to see her. So does Auntie. Gisette, she's underneath the table right now, and she's kind of not in the greatest of moods. She's a little growly, so I would bring her up typically, but hey, Marine Hero. I love Pence, but they would have nothing. Yep, Pence is not Donald Trump. I'm sorry, he's not Donald Trump. If they impeach him, there will be a civil war. Robin said, pray. Fasting and praying is powerful. Absolutely. And we really, seriously need to be doing that. This isn't just about Donald Trump. It's about our republic. What do you think about GoFundMe for the wall? Well, Tom, we already pay taxes. My new puppy passed away. Oh, no, Daniel. Why? What happened? Oh, gosh, Daniel, I'm so sorry. What happened? What are you talking about, dear? Adrian, we're talking about a lot of different things. They will not impeach him, guys. Don't have a majority. Yeah, and that's why it's so important, Brandon, though, in 2018 that you're out there voting, that you vote Republican. Because, you know, they could get the House and the Senate. If that happens, they won't care what happens to the country. They don't care now. She was so sick and didn't make it to the vets on time. Oh, no. Maybe it was parvo, Daniel, or something like that. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I was going to say, Robin says she's sorry as well, Daniel. Go fund the wall will embarrass Congress. But, you know, I mean, I think there are people who are doing that. Best the left can hope for is the president does not run for re-election. They will not impeach him. Chicago said even Nancy Pelosi dismissed impeachment. MSM is talking about left using Trump as backlash for Clinton's impeachment. People should listen to Lee Stranahan. He has serious news. Well, Maureen, I thought this was serious news that we were talking about here. So, but you know, Lee has other reports that he's done with, and I heard about it the other day. And information that he said he was going to take to the Senator Grassley and others. They don't have the majority, but there are a few GOP reps that are Trump resistors. That's right, Richie, or Eddie. Sorry. So sorry for his loss, Brandon said in regards to Daniel. Because Republicans have guidelines, I don't think they will have an uprising like the Dems. I accepted Obama as president with his sealed pass. Absolutely, fast guy. People weren't out doing stuff. People weren't out trying to overthrow the government in order to get him out. I mean, this has been the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Absolutely has been crazy. And it's only, you know, I'm sorry to say, it's only going to get crazier. I keep telling you that, not because I want to be negative about it, but the Bible says that's where we're headed, and that's where we're going. I hated Obama, but accepted it. Exactly, fast guys. Some GOP have stopped a bill from Rand Paul to stop funding of Planned Parenthood. Yeah, we talked about that in the beginning, because we were living our lives and working, not in the streets. Yep, you're talking about politics, dear. Yes, I am. I had a daydream yesterday that we took the House and Senate. Trump would have 2 years unimpeded. And I never trolled Obama's post either. I know, Lisa. See, that's the thing. We don't go crazy typically. But you know what? The world is starting to go crazy. And I think you're seeing people that necessarily... oh, that's okay, Pamela. Do I think Clinton will run again? If she has any breath left in her, she might. Yeah. I would hope not. And I think Elizabeth Warren is their top candidate. But I think... you know, if she can crawl out and slither out on the floor, she just might. And then Chelsea Clinton, maybe one day will try that as well. But, who knows? It's kind of early. Can't stand Warren, neither can I, Greg. Even the Clinton impeachment was a manufactured crime. Biased media does not equate to the third state. Yeah. You mean the state-run media? Gag, Robin said. I know about Clinton and Chelsea and the whole Clinton family. Scary people. But you know what? Again, the Kennedys at one time were very powerful, and the Clintons took over. And the Clintons, if you look at, they're all related or know somebody. Warren said she wasn't going to run yesterday, Tom said. A lot of times that happens, Tom, where Warren says she's not going to run because it's too early to say that. And it may happen later, or she may be telling the truth. If you guys could, no thanks, Gag. If you could, would you go ahead and retweet this? We're at the halfway point. I would appreciate it. She also said she was Native American. Good point, Brandon. What about Biden? Biden may very well run. I have an awful feeling, that it could be Warren and Biden. Sessions need to go. We need the DOJ to prosecute the DNC. Let her run. She's a moron, Robin said. What about, there's a bot. Creepy Biden. I would like to see Hillary run. That would be awesome, Gary said. This is what I warned all my Republican friends would happen. Trump has too many skeletons in his closet, Eddie said. Well, Eddie, but here's the point. Did you read those things about Cory Booker? Oh, my God. Ugh. Did you read those things about Obama and the people that he would maybe sit around and allegedly do drugs with? And other people who were part of the Communist Party who talked about, having sex, but men and sex with men. If you're two men, it's okay because the Communist Party, you don't have to be gay, but just have sex with anybody and everybody and do other things. Okay, we didn't talk about those. See, there were skeletons in his closet, but we don't talk about those because he's a Democrat. He was also African American, and the media was for him because of those things. Margarita. And so, I don't care what Republican it is, they will try to bring everything out. Seems like America will be decoupled from the rest of the world, form a new coalition leading. No, I don't think so, Maureen. Obama had campaign finance infractions too. Yes, he did, Brandon. He paid a fine of $375,000, which was the largest amount at that time. Thanks, Lori. So nobody's talking about that. As I said yesterday, Bob Dole had campaign finance money to pay, and so did John Edwards. There used to be respect for the office and country. Yep, Teresa, true. Yes, he was fined, but no impeachment. That's correct. Original. Let's not forget Fast and Furious. Exactly. Let's not forget Fast and Furious. Let's not forget Benghazi. Let's not forget 100,000 of those things. So I mean, it goes on, and there's so much that has been done, so much corruption that was done, but because he was a Democrat, because they wanted him, they said absolutely nothing bad about him. And when you get a Republican, I mean, look at what they're trying to do with Kavanaugh. They even went back to when Ken Starr was doing the investigation on Clinton. This was Bill Clinton. Hey, Veritas. And they went all the way back. It was like in the 1999 or something like that. And they were trying to say that basically during that time, Gadord, hello. They were trying to say that Kavanaugh was part of the leakers because part of the Clinton investigation, Ken Starr's investigation into the Clinton got leaked. And basically, there was a report written about who the leakers were, and Kavanaugh was not one of those people who was listed as being a leaker. But these people are desperate. They will go back, like I said, if he forgot to tie his shoes the way they thought that he should, or let's even say that he was tying his shoes rather than using Velcro, then that, according to the left, makes him a horrible candidate. Yeah, and Obama never heard anything until he heard about it on the news. That's right, Joey. He never knew anything. And Joey, part of that was probably true because he didn't go to those meetings, the staff meetings, the national security meetings. He never went because he was still sleeping, I suppose. He never heard about anything. It's like, oh. He came in around what? Did they say 10 o'clock, left at 4? I mean, you know. What do you think about POTUS' concern for South Africa? Well, Tom, I'm not sure why he changed, why his focus on South Africa. Yeah, he was a puppet, Joey. But I mean, what's happening in South Africa isn't well, it's legal over there, but I mean, it's not appropriate. It's not good. But I don't know why we're getting involved in South Africa. I don't know. I need to look more into it. He was watching Tucker, probably. Hey, Nina, how are you? Could be. Seems store is more important than Stormy Daniels, more important than Benghazi. Yep. Hey, Carmen. Yeah, that's true. I mean, anything is more important than Benghazi, right? Anything. I don't care what it is. They let that go just like that. Genocide of farmers in South Africa. Well, taking their property too. No, he references Tucker in his tweet. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're taking land away from those in South Africa that are white and handing it over to the black South Africans. Trump's tweet was a factual statement. Yeah. I mean, you just can't. I mean, in America, you just can't do that. But in South Africa, I guess you can kind of do whatever you want unless somebody says that it's not good. But I think we have so much on our plates that getting involved in that, I don't know. I mean, my gosh. We've got sanctions against Turkey. Yeah, you live in South Africa and the future's not bright. Human rights violations. It would be here, Laura, but in South Africa, I don't know the South African laws and rules. They don't have our constitution. They're slaughtering them too. Well, that's where we should step in. Hey, Barbara. And again, we've got so much on our plates. We're going, Russia sanctions, Turkey sanctions, Iran sanctions. Maybe we just need to kind of focus inward a little bit. The wonderful UN is supposed to be going after people like what's happening in South Africa. So, but of course they don't do anything and they're useless. Been working, Barbara said. Cool. They only go after Israel. Well, that's true. This morning, they were wanting to change the South African constitution to suit their rules. Yeah. Oh, that wouldn't surprise me, Maureen. And let me just tell you something. That will happen here if we lose the republic. They have been killing white farmers there for 20 years. It's true, Barbara. It's like, why now that people are getting involved? It's been happening. Nobody seems to have cared. Gary said the UN must go. Absolutely. South Africa will be next looking for aid. Yeah, absolutely. There was a nurse for the Doctors Without Borders this morning who launched a terror attack against Israel at the Gaza Strip. Now it's official policy. Wow. That's pretty weird. Original. Good morning, Patrick. How are you? Know personally of a family murdered. Horrible. Horrible. But again, where's the UN? The far left party is racist and using the apartheid treaty to push their agenda. Yep. So the nurse down at the Gaza, near the Gaza border, basically was shooting and throwing explosive devices into Israel. South Africa is a trial run for the New World Order. Oh yeah, yep, I'd agree with that. They've always ignored it at the UN. Yep, the UN are globalist tyrants. They are. They do nothing. They do absolutely nothing except collect money for themselves. South Africa will be the next Zimbabwe. So the nurse who tried to attack Israel was shot dead. And he also tried to slip past a border fence and gain entrance into Israel. So, not good, but that person, why they did it, who knows? We should kick the UN out of the U.S. Yes, Barbara. Day one, We should have done that. Agenda 21 is already happening here under everyone's noses. And not only Agenda 21, but 2030 agenda. Kick the UN out of the U.S., Patrick said. Yep. Zimbabwe did the same thing, and look how it turned out. Yep, Brandon. The UN is in South Africa observing the carnage. Yeah. They always come in at the end, like, well, we couldn't get here. Sorry, but we're here now. No more money to the UN. I agree with that. Not very smart either, Alan said. Yeah. Yeah, that doctor was, I don't know what I guess wanted to be a martyr today. Never used to believe in Agenda 21. I sure do now. Oh, Nina, it's real. And so is 2030 agenda. South Africa will make Venezuela look utopian. Yep. How can the media be mad for just looking into it? I can't even believe that the media is actually looking into it. UN troops should have been there long ago. Yep. What's Agenda 21? Greg, basically what it all boils down to is the government and whoever's the elitists in control of you telling you how you should live your life, how long you should, what kind of lights you should have in your house, have a smart meter on your electricity to know how much electricity you're using, how much you should use, how many times you should flush your toilet, things like that. And what kind of food you should eat. I know disabled people are being killed off here, kids too, Nina said. Brandon said martial law. Trump wanted to get out of the UN. Too many were against it. Should have left them. Exactly, Dawn. We have a lot of that already. Yep. We have, basically, I had to fight getting a smart meter put on our meter. And I'm having to pay extra each month to keep that smart meter off of my house. The UN is working hard in the USA and all levels of government. But they'll eventually get you. Media has sponsors to please. We had no choice, Barbara said. What is QAnon, Tom? I don't even want to talk about that. I really don't. We could do a whole scope. Control on the people, round them up, put them all in camps called cities. That's right, Alan. They finally forced my aunt to get one. Yeah, is Nikki Haley to blame? No, Greg. Donald Trump put her in charge there, as our ambassador to the UN, but she's not to blame for keep the UN going. He could have put her in any other role, and maybe he should have. Maybe there are some different roles she could have done that would have been better for the administration. I mean, she's doing a great job there, but she could do more. Original, you did that right, original. Sounds good. Nikki can only do so much. Q is a letter in the alphabet, Barbara said. They put smart meters in all the houses here while Obama was in office. No notification, they just did it. Yeah, that happened to me, Robin. The guys that from the company, Power and Light Company, whatever, she seems to be she's doing a great job. They came here to my neighborhood, and I went out and said, what are you doing? And they told me what they were doing. And I'm like, oh, no, not in my house, So EPA has too much power. Yes, Brandon, they do. You have to really fight those people. Eventually, there's a smart meter on my water because there was no way around it. I could have gone without water, I suppose, but that would have been the only way. And it's going to get worse. And again, people can sit back and go, well, I don't really need to vote. I don't really like this person. Nobody that I really like voting. Okay, well, how much do you like the fact that somebody controls everything that you do, every aspect of your life? Tells you what you can eat, when you can eat, how you should eat, whether you can use straws or not, whether your children can order anything other than milk and water at the restaurant. Do you like that type of thing? Because if you want to turn the country into that, then sit at home and don't vote, or vote Democrat on something, and that you're going to turn the country into that. And I'm not making that up. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be a sensationalist. I'm trying to give you factual, reality-based information. It's happening already, and it will get worse. Freedom is pro-choice. Yep, that's right. And, take people with you to the voting booths. Talk to them about it. I was so encouraged yesterday. Saw paper straws at dollar store for the first time yesterday. Oh. But I was so encouraged because there's a guy in my neighborhood, a couple houses down. He and his family are from East India. And I see him occasionally. I talk to him. He just graduated from college. And we were talking, and while we were talking, it came up that he's Republican. And he's a Donald Trump supporter. I could have just like done cartwheels out on the sidewalk. They won't give kids a choice of drinks, but let them pick what sex they want to be. Yes, and let them decide whether or not they want to have an abortion and if they want to have sex. Allstate Insurance wanted to put a tracker on my car to see how I drive, would not let them do it. Yeah, but left would classify him as a person of color. Yep, I'm getting you some info on the opioid crisis. They're killing people off. Okay, Nina, that's cool. They banned straws for clothes are made of plastic. Yeah, they're gonna ban everything. I mean, California. Look at what California is doing. If you want the rest of the country to be California, but not only what California is doing, but California on steroids, because that's where California is headed, and the country will be even more so than California. And also, they're kind of mad here in California. Get rid of Brown. Well, he's going, Greg, because his term's up and he can't run again for governor. But we're going to get somebody even worse, potentially, which is Gavin Newsom. He's more left than Jerry Brown. But what I was saying is they're mad here. I know it might break something. True, Wayne, but it might have been worth it. They're mad here because they were going to try to institute in a couple of years, you know, these what kind of cars you could have and energy efficient cars and electric cars and blah blah blah, and kind of Trump has overturned all that, left to Brown. Well, yes, original, if you can believe it. Yes, we need John Cox to win in California. We really do. And do I think that he's perfect? No, I don't. Do I think that Gavin Newsom is worse than Jerry Brown? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. He wants to take California to a one-payer system for insurance. He is more left than Jerry Brown. If you thought that was impossible, what's going on with CalExit? Well, let's see. They want to now give the federal lands that are more inland, they want to turn those over to the Native Americans. And then they want to take the coastal area and secede from the United States. Electric cars were really long cords. Exactly. You all need to move east and leave California, the Dems and the illegals. Hey, Teresa, I'm really thinking about it. Hey, Robin. Only prayer will get Cox in. Absolutely, Barbara, because I'll tell you what. There are too many Democrats here, too many illegal aliens voting here that are voting Democrat. It will take a miracle to get John Cox in as governor of California. And I mean that. It's absolutely true. Hey, Robin. Oh, my God, are we living in a socialist society and not even knowing it? Yes, Dawn, we are. Movies so I can catch you in the morning. There you go. This Trump fellow sounds like a real thorn in the globalist side. He is. He's a nationalist. Pray for a miracle. Absolutely. Every day, original. Texas is seriously working on self-driven cars. Wow. Elon Musk tried that. It didn't work out so well, Barbara. I guess if we had Governor Bevin in office when they put in smart meters, he would have stopped it and made them get permission. Sadly, we had a Democrat governor at the time. Well, he could order them taken out. He really could. It would be expensive, but it could be done. And maybe people of Kentucky should ask that happen. There's nobody to ask in California because you're just asking Democrats. Are we that lazy that we can't even drive our own cars? Brandon, it's not about laziness. Here's what it's about. It's about telling you that you're too stupid to know how to drive a car, that you're too unsafe to drive a car, that you were putting your foot on the pedal. What don't you like about Cox? Nothing. He's more of a. At one point, he wasn't exactly a Trump fan, but it doesn't matter. He's a Republican, and we have to get him in. So that's what it's telling you, Brandon. It makes us more dependent on technology and the government. It's telling you, you don't know how to do it right. We do. We'll drive the car for you. You just sit there. Well, most drivers here are indeed that dumb, Patrick said. It's not about the cars. It's about, the control. Our roads are being fixed for smart cars, yet they say you still have to stay alert. Oh, wow. Artificial intelligence. Yep. They're trying to take all Medicaid people off of opioids in Oregon, no matter what government control. Wow. Well, I'll always drive myself, Robin. Well, Robin, you may not have a choice. Must vote in all Republicans. Absolutely, Conwell. Absolutely. If you don't, you're going to hand over the Republic. That's what you're going to do. I'll drive my own car, thank you. But Robin, the other Robin, you may not always be able to. Pain is worse than addiction. Yep, it's so aliens can drive. Well, they can already drive here in California. I'd rather have self-driving cars than the way people drive around here. I don't want self-driving cars. Can you imagine, like, if you needed to get away from somebody or, you know, this, that, and the other, they would control the cars. They would control the transportation. What are you going to do, you know? Back to horses. There you go. First day at new job is Monday. Yay. Wish me luck. All the best of luck, Brandon. You can call me Della if you want. Okay, Della. It's okay. I don't think Robin cares over there. Robin. But, I mean, to give it what sounds like a good idea, that when you give up your control and driving, let's face it, you can drive yourself anywhere at the speed that you want to be there and do what you want to do. But once you get that self-driven car, it's not going to be like that. If you have a self-driving car, can you get arrested for DUI? Nope. No, I don't think so. You'll be safe, Wayne. Of course, they'll probably say you still can, but... Oh, my God. Wayne, we need to have your wife on sometime. You need to bring her on and let's get all the scoop about you. I like to drive myself, Renee said. Yeah, most people do. If all cars are self-driving, that would be no more accidents. Not necessarily, because you're assuming that they'll be doing it well. I mean, look at Elon Musk. I mean, they've had 2 serious accidents. It was an Uber. No, I think it's Elon Musk. Do they know how that energy is created to power the car? Coal-fired plants. They don't care about that. Wade said no about bringing his wife on. We'll try to wait till next year to replace Sessions. Probably after the election, I would think, original. Just hope the signal doesn't block out, Lee said. Yeah, exactly. You know, again, because you're putting your whole trust in government that way. They've already been self-driving accidents. Yes. I think, weren't there fatalities already, Renee? Not just accidents, but fatalities. All electronics fail at some point, Robin said. True. Very true. And again, after a while, what is going to be your purpose? If you get in a car that's self-driven, can only get DUI if gas tank has booze in it. There you go, Sabu. They can hack self-driving cars. Yep, self-driving cars are still very new. True. But what's going to be your purpose, Greg, if everything that is done for you, like, you know, you don't drive your car, you can go into a restaurant, you know, you order on a machine. I don't know. You know, is anybody going to be having a job? It definitely was a fatality with the self-driving car. That's what I thought. And, oh, by the way, Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah, you become a robot. That's exactly right. She doesn't like Uber because she thinks it robs the cab drivers of their money. But since she's been on the campaign trail, they've taken $4,000 worth of Uber rides. Just want you to know that. People want to put on makeup, talk on the phone, eat, etc. while driving. You won't be able to think for yourself. Yep, no insurance for self-driving cars. Probably not. But they got to be paid for some way. And it has to be paid for if there's an accident because the car malfunctioned. How are they going to pay for that? I don't know what they would do. But again, it seems like it's too much government control. It's way too much government control. I refuse to use machines to order food. We have a few places that have those machines, Robin said. That woman will win based only on her looks and youth, Cortez. Yep, I believe so, Robin. Cab drivers are moving to Uber to be their own boss. Yeah. I don't know about you guys. Have you ever taken a Uber or a Lyft? I would feel very uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable enough if I ever have to get into a cab. But getting into an Uber or a Lyft, I can't. I would be so uncomfortable. Is love to have an old, prettier vehicle? Yes. You need something that runs on something that they can't control. That woman will win. Oh, that was Uber is better. Never done either. I don't like cabs. Yep, Uber is risky. No Uber or Lyft for me. Never have. Uber drivers are nicer to get those 5-star. It's not, for me, like if a woman getting in a car in Uber with a stranger that I don't know, with somebody they supposedly have done a background check on, I would feel so uncomfortable. Can't even walk. Let's see. One of those was a pedestrian walked in front of a car. We can't even walk. Said, yeah, she looks like a squirrel. She has those really weird eyes. She really does. She's kind of got those scary eyes when we're talking Cortez. There has been rapes from an Uber driver. Yeah. I just, I used Uber to travel when I'm on business trips. I remember what I liked was San Francisco. I don't know if they still have this. When I went to San Francisco, we took a limousine, but it was a carpool limousine. Now that was the way to go. I used Uber. I knew my last driver. It was weird. UK Uber are mostly Muslim and have raped women and girls. They also start grooming girls. Everyone, who said that one? That was, Renee. Everyone I've taken as great. They have security measures as well. Yeah, I know that they say they do, but when you're an independent like that, it's just not like working for a company. Not to say that's safe or safer even, but it just seems like that. People lie, exactly. And clients have done harm to Uber drivers. True. Very true. But any of you guys ever taken like the limousines where you, at the airport, you get a limousine and everybody, it's like you pay a certain amount and it's like a carpool at a limousine. Uber drivers offered me a bottle of water, candy, opened the door for me. Wow, Brandon. Cab drivers rape and murder as well. And Nina, absolutely. And that's why I wouldn't take a cab either. I wouldn't feel safe by myself, and I'm almost 6 feet tall. Exactly, Robin. You do work for a company, but you're an independent, aren't you? I mean, you're not an employee. Just imagine Molly Tibbetts' driver being your Uber driver. No thanks. No thanks. Yeah, I thought everybody like an Uber, you were actually an independent. You're not actually an employee. You're a contractor. Oh, Joe Slocos. Use limos all the time in San Diego. Super shuttle. Yeah, it is. It's really great. You get a nice ride, great people to talk to, going around town in a limo, and you're not having to pay limo prices for it. Yeah, that's what I thought, Donna, that people that were independents, they're contractors. It's really not the same. You don't have as much control over an independent contractor as you do over an employee. We have illegals with fake ID and fake background running all over. Renee, yes, we do. And how do we know that? Because Kevin De Leon, who is running for a state senator, or actually the U.S. senator for the state of California, has said that his relatives, some of them, are here illegally. They have false documents, and he's okay with it. My very pretty niece drove Uber for a while. It made me nervous for her. Ooh. Robin, that would have made me nervous for her, too. Taxi if you are alone. Yeah, and if I have to take a taxi, then I'm probably pretty desperate. I wouldn't even take a taxi. And not that they've done anything wrong. It's uncomfortable for me. My son was talking about doing the Uber thing. I told him he's nuts. You have to be bonded. Yep. And the drivers are not supposed to carry guns, but I think she did. Wow. Well, you wouldn't be able to do that in California. Maybe. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I will get to see you scope in between my new job. I hope so too, Brandon, but don't risk your job. Have a great first day and a great job forever. Sometimes no choice but to take one or another. That's true. Taxi smell, Daniel said. A lot of women have driven for Uber and Lyft. I wouldn't even ride a bus. That's just me. Thank you, Susan. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Gary. If everybody would please retweet this, if you would. And on YouTube, if you would share, I would really appreciate it. Good morning, Susan and everyone. Just stopped by to say hi. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Junior. Good to see you. Thanks, Susan. Great to catch you. Thanks, Nita. Good seeing you. Pray for my mother. May come home from Monday from the hospital. Great, Lisa. Hope so. Adios. See you later, Pat. Get back out there to that rock pile. Everyone have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. You too, Tom. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Again, if you would retweet this, I would appreciate it. Thanks so much. God bless. Take care. All right, everybody on YouTube, thanks so much. We'll see you on Monday. Take care.